Hi, Staar speaking here. Okay, this is a really quick video just to explain how to link a Nanacast shopping cart account to a SendPepper autoresponder account via the API. This is something that there is absolutely no documentation on and is quite tricky to do. I had to actually phone up Office Autopilot / SendPepper to actually find out a kind of a workaround how to do this, because they didn't even know how to do it. And after a couple of hours we've come up with a sort of a solution. So first of all, let me just explain what we're doing here. So the idea here is that within Nanacast someone purchases one of your products and then the customer's details are then sent to your autoresponder. So in other words, their email address, first name, last name, and like address, postal address, or any other information that you've captured using the Nanacast system is passed over to the autoresponder, SendPepper, and that way you can build your email list out for your buyers. Now, SendPepper works slightly differently to other autoresponders. They don't have multiple lists like Aweber or GetResponse. They use one big master list, but they tag the customer records with different tags according to your criteria. So you could have, as an example, one tag per product, or one tag per squeeze page, or you could have like a tag for AdWords, or a tag for product A, or a tag for product B, etc. So the idea is that you have all your customers on one list, and then if you want to communicate with just the people who bought product A, you can send an email out to all the people that are tagged with product A, as an example. So that's how SendPepper works. So, but the big problem was the couple of things. The first thing you're going to need to do is obviously set up your autoresponder account with SendPepper. You're going to need to set up some tags. I'm not going to explain how to do that because they do have documentation how to do that. Set your tags up, and then you need to go over to your admin area. There is this only works with the SendPepper professional account. This won't work with the cheaper account, so you have to have the professional account. And then you've got this Office Autopilot API here. Now this won't work by default. When you click on this, when you first get your account, you'll have a message saying you have to contact support because they don't want anyone using their API. So what you actually need to do is you need to send an email over to support requesting the API feature of your account. Tell them you're using Nanacast and they'll enable that for you. I had to kind of badger them all day before they enabled it, because I've been waiting several hours, and then they finally enabled it, but they can take a little bit of time. So once that's enabled, it's very simple really. You just come to your product page within Nanacast, you click on email sync, you select SendPepper / open Office Autopilot from the list here, but the problem is with this is they don't have a tag field. Nanacast haven't included a tag field within the product, so they've only included the API key name and number, which is fine. It's all very self-explanatory. The instructions explain all that, and then a campaign name. So what Nanacast is saying here is they'll pass all the customer records over to SendPepper, but the only thing they're going to do is add that customer to a campaign, which is like a sequence, if you like. So really that's not very good, because you wouldn't know what products people have bought because they're not tagged. So all your customers would end up on the one master list. Yes, you can add them to a sequence, which is fine, like an email sequence, but they're not tagged, and there's no way of doing this without like hiring a coder to write some complicated script to tie both APIs together. So on the phone today I went through it with them, with Andrew actually at Office Autopilot, and he came up with the solution. Now the way this works is the customers are so we fill all this in, but we need to set up a campaign, okay, so like a sequence. So you come over to Autopilot here. This is where we can set up different like automated tasks within SendPepper. So I'm just going to pause the video. This is taking a long time to. I've just clicked on Autopilot. Nothing's happening, so I'm just going to click on pause. Okay, so I'm here within I've clicked on autopilot, and these are my sequences. So you can create a new sequence. You just click on here, add new sequence. So all I've got in my sequence, I just set this up really more as a test. Is I put my day 0 email in. So you could have, obviously you have a normal email sequence. I'm not going to go into that now, but you need to create at least one sequence for this to work. So I've named my sequence the name of my product. So this is like the sequence which corresponds to my product in Nanacast, which is the 200 a day blueprint. And you can see here that's the product name within Nanacast. So I've got my sequence set up. This will eventually have about 30 emails in this sequence. If I just go back, so I've got the sequence set up. So the idea is when anybody comes to this, when anybody buys this product, they're going to automatically be added to this sequence. Just so you know, the API key and the API key name, that's very self-explanatory. The list campaign number, I'll show you how to get that. They do explain it here, but the instructions are a little bit out of date. So all you need to do is to go to your campaign, click on Edit, and then the number at the end, this number here, that's the number you need to put in. So this is my sequence number 2. So it says edit equals 2, and then you just stick that in here. You need to put star / star the number of the sequence, which my one was number 2, star / star, and that's how you get the number. So that means that now anyone who purchases this product, the customer records will be passed on to SendPepper, and the campaign number 2 they're going to get added to, which is this campaign here. So that's the first step, but obviously they're just added to a campaign. We have the customer records within SendPepper, but they're not tagged. Now the big thing is it turns out SendPepper cannot automatically add a tag to a sequence. This can't be done within a SendPepper account through the active response rules, which is how I thought it would be done. This can only be done with a Office Autopilot account, which is around $350 a month, so a lot more money. So if you do upgrade to an Office Autopilot account, I haven't verified this, but they have told me on the phone this would be possible. You could use what's called an active response rule now to add a tag to anybody who joins this sequence. We can't do that with a SendPepper account, but there is a workaround, and we can use something called a group instead. So what we can actually set up within SendPepper, you can have groups, so you can group contacts together. So you can just say, for instance, all my products, I could say that I could create a group which was just customers as an example. So I might have 30 products, but I could put those all within one group, and then when I send an email out, I could say I just want to send it to that group. So what I'm actually going to do is create a group, one group for each of my products, and that way I can still keep all my contacts in separate groups, so that I know, I can have one group per product. So it's a kind of like a workaround, but it does work. So all we do is we go to contacts. For this to work, you need to create one contact at least. So you need to make sure that you've already set up your sequence. That's the first thing you're going to need to do. The second thing you're going to need to do to get this to work is you need to just add, you need to have at least one contact in your autoresponder. So when you first start out, you won't have any contacts. So just create a new contact. I just put myself in as a test. Once you've done that, you want to click on here, create group. Give the group a name. So I called my group the name of my product. I clicked on here. This can be edited by other staff members, which is fine. And then what you want to do here is where it says field, you want to scroll down to where it says sequences and tags, and select sequence. And then, so what it's saying is this group is going to apply to anyone who is in a sequence, and then you can select the sequence here, so the $200 a day blueprint. Okay, and then you would just click on save. I won't do that because I've created this already. So right now we have a group which is the name of my product, and it's saying that anyone who's in this sequence will be in this group. Hope that's kind of clear. So and these are my groups. So I've only got one group at the moment. We can say here 200 a day blueprint. So instead of tags, I'm actually just using groups, and it's a way of keeping track of contacts. But what we can actually do manually, so like once a week, we can come in and select. So I've got these. So yeah, I've got 2 contacts, and both of them are in the 200 a day blueprint. So both of these are to do with my product. I can actually say all in group here, and then I can add and remove a tag. So I can manually add the tags. So I could come here and find my tag, which I've pre-created. So I already created a tag called product 200 a day blueprint, and I can manually now, are you sure you want to do this? Yes. So I've manually actually tagged those 2 contacts. So if you can imagine, like in a week's time, I might have 400 or 500 contacts in this group, because 400 or 500 people may have purchased this product. So I could literally just come in here once a week and just say all in group in the 200 a day blueprint, and then manually tag those contacts. So that's how you do it. And if we actually go in now, if we go into this customer contact here, this was a test purchase I did in Nanacast. So this was the name, first name I put in the autoresponder field, sorry, in the first name field on the Nanacast sales page. And it passed over my email address, my postal address as well. It passed that information over. You can see the sequence here. It's on the 200 a day blueprint, and we can see the tag here is products 200 a day blueprint, because I remember I manually added that into the customer record there. So I hope that's been useful for you. I know it was a really kind of difficult thing for me to learn, so I just made this for anyone else who's got the same problem. But like I said, I did have a word with them, and they did tell me that this tagging thing, although it's not automatic, if I upgrade to an Office Autopilot account, then the tagging will be completely automatic if you're using Nanacast, but I haven't verified that. Hope that's been useful. Staar speaking here, and hope you enjoyed the video.